You're listening to Braless Watch, where a mother and daughter team offer their own opinions on watching TV through a feminist lens.
I'm Beth, the mom.
And I'm Lily, the daughter.
Welcome to Braless Watch, where TV watching gets a whole new perspective. Clothing is optional.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing okay. Hanging in there.
Okay. I think this episode's going to be an interesting discussion.
Yeah. It
might be a little bit difficult, too.
Touches on a subject we have yet to talk about.
I know, and we've touched on a lot of subjects.
We have. This is one we have not touched.
No.
And I think it deserves to be touched. And I do want to preface that we are two white people.
Oh, yeah.
So.
We're still white. That didn't change.
No, it did not change. So we're going to do our best to represent this particular show and this episode as best as we can. So.
Yep. So for today's Munchie, we're going to be talking about Gente-fied, Season 2, Episode 1, Welcome Home Pop.
Mm-hmm.
So
did you know that this was directed by America Ferrera?
I did see that, yes.
I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Note. Take a note.
Take note.
Yeah.
She's great.
She is great.
I'm not surprised that she's a part of this show.
Yeah. It didn't surprise me either, but it was like a nice little, like a gift, I guess would be the right way to say that. It was nice. Because she's a very talented person, so.
Very much so.
Yeah.
This episode starts off interesting.
It does. And I wanted to mention, too, have you ever seen the whole series?
I have not. So I've not seen this series. You have.
Yeah, I have.
So I've only watched. Okay, I'm going to sort of tell on myself. Netflix played a recap for me at the beginning of season 2.
Oh.
And so I have some knowledge of season 1.
You cheated.
I didn't mean to cheat. Netflix did it to me.
I was only there. I had no control.
I just witnessed it and I was like, well, whatever. It's fine. I didn't catch everybody's name. I still don't know people's names.
Yeah, I think names are, at this point, for our purposes today, names are not necessarily irrelevant, but they're not the main points that I want to go over. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
So why did you choose this episode out of all of the 18 episodes that there are? I think there's 18.
Because it encapsulates it's a synopsis of the whole series itself, the 2 seasons. I think it encapsulates that pretty well here. You get the sense of his generational positioning. You get his story a little bit. You get, it's all centered around Pop, really. And it doesn't veer off too far to the other characters too much. I'm
assuming other episodes it's mostly about like the family. It
is about the family.
Yeah.
But I chose this episode specifically because we are currently and have been
dealing with
ICE and Border Patrol and and this came out in 2020 and second season came out in 2021. So in the height of the pandemic, and I just think it's worth talking about a little bit. So
yeah.
And I wanted to highlight, the plight that people are enduring.
Yeah. So this episode, at the very beginning, we start off with Pop getting out of an ICE detention center.
Right.
And he's been there for 3 months,
right,
as we find out. We also find out later in the episode that the only reason he got out was because of Anna. I think that's her name.
Is that the granddaughter with the braids?
Yes.
Yeah.
And her following, she did a huge push of getting the community together.
Right. She had a petition.
Basically, yeah.
To get him out on house arrest. Yeah.
Which, if you don't have a huge following or you don't have huge connections into the community, or the community is not willing to speak up for you, I mean, you're stuck. And that's what the lawyer lady was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just thought this was a great episode because it really did touch on the right points, right? And I'm not one that's an expert or anything like that in ICE detention or immigration or any of that stuff. I only know what I have consumed via media, right? And this is a type of media.
It is.
And, for lack of a better way of describing it, I trust America Ferrera in getting a story out that is close to near correct.
Well, and we can see it. We can see it happening with our own eyes, especially now.
Yeah. And the more cameras that we have on it, the more representatives that we have on it, and go into exercise their oversight, the better off we all will be in uncovering the atrocities that are happening right in our own backyards.
Yeah, because immigration in the United States is broken. It's a
Has been
broken
for a really long time.
system, and it has been for a really, really long time. And there's nobody's putting any money or time into it, at least per the top down, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. My best guess, because again, I'm not an expert or have any kind of skin in this game, is that it's human trafficking at its highest level. People are making money off of immigrants.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me.
And there's, from what the best I can guess, is there's entrapment, there's isolation on purpose, there's lack of oversight on purpose. It's a more of a, you can see what we're doing over here while I do this other thing over here, unbeknownst to you. And that's pretty much what's been going on for decades now.
Yeah.
And I think that this episode really highlights that. And also, Pop was willing to burn it all down.
He had given up.
He gave up. Yeah.
He fully had given up.
Yeah.
He was going to sell everything and give all the money to the family that was there and then go back to Mexico.
Right.
That was his plan.
Right.
And the family, specifically the kids.
Yep.
Like the little children are the ones that stopped him.
Yeah, the fourth generation. I was counting generations in there, and there's 4 generations that are represented, and Pop is the top. He's the patriarch of the family.
Right.
And they all look to him for guidance, for, advice, for any of it, right? They look to him. They lean on him.
Right, which is
Go ahead.
Which is why when Anna was like, he is completely stubborn, but he has decided to do this. How are we supposed to change his mind?
Right. Well, and they already spent 3 months without him.
Right.
So they already felt that disconnect, and they did not want to feel that again. And that's what they were trying to argue for, is you can't leave us.
Right.
And the granddaughter that was eating ice pops with her pop, and I think the other woman is I believe that it's not their grandmother. If I remember right, the actual grandmother has passed, and that's where the taco shop comes in, and there's legacy there. But this woman is a friend of the family that stepped in and was helping out, and like an auntie kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so those two are sitting there eating ice pops, and the little girl goes into the bouncy and overhears them talking, and she's like,
bouncy castle.
Right, the bouncy castle.
I have to say, him being somewhat depressed in the bouncy castle was very funny.
Right?
All the kids are bouncing around him.
Right?
He's just sitting in the bouncy castle.
He's just acclimating, though. They were celebrating him getting out. And he was just acclimating to being around his family again.
Well, and as he said as he was walking up, I just want a hot shower and not to talk to anyone today. And then everyone is there.
Yeah, right, yeah. Everyone. All of
everyone.
The
whole family was there.
The whole family was there.
Except for the little baby and the mom of said little baby. They've showed up later.
And that's what drew him out of the castle, right? Was his newest great-granddaughter. Yeah. So the great-granddaughter that's eating ice pops, right, is she's like, you're leaving? And he's like trying to argue, well, I can leave you money, and you're going to get a new laptop, you're going to go to college. And these are things that he wants for her. He wants her to have the best that America can provide.
Right.
And she's like, but I don't want those things. Right. I want you. Yeah. And I think he didn't realize his own value in his own family.
No, he probably thought of himself as a burden. That doing all the legal stuff is going to put a burden on the family financially and put a lot of stress on the family.
And
so if he
socially,
just
yeah.
and socially, so if he just goes back, sells everything and goes back, there we
It
go.
alleviates the problem.
It
which
alleviates
he sees himself as the problem. Yeah.
is the problem. Yeah, what he thinks
Yeah,
is
when
the problem.
truthfully, it's not the people that are the problem.
No.
It's the system that's the problem.
It is the system that's the problem.
And this is the point I wanted to make, is that the system is set up for people to fail out of.
To fail, to do things wrong. I mean, that's what they were talking about, how with the cops and the judges and all of that, if they're going to trick you, they're going to try to get you to do something.
Right.
I mean,
right. And that's what to
have the interviews. You need to do all of these things.
Yeah.
Get
Casemiro
community support.
is Pop's name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was arguing that. He's like, these are racist judges, right? It's racism that's causing this. It's, you know, they're keeping me from living a full life.
Right. He's been there for who knows how long now.
Been in America?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has a full life. He has kids who are Americans. He has grandkids that are Americans.
He has great-grandchildren now that are Americans.
Yeah.
And he was willing to let go of all of that legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And what's weird to me and doesn't make ethical sense to me is why we would tear a person away from what they built here on the American dream.
Right.
That doesn't compute with me. It doesn't jive.
No.
It doesn't reconcile.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense because it doesn't. It's not empathic. Empathetic.
Empathetic. Right.
There we go. It's not people first. It's not any of those things. It's all about money and laws. Mostly money.
Mostly money. Yeah.
Mostly
it's money and racism.
And racism. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I personally don't understand that.
No, I don't
have no
get
bearing
it either.
for it. I don't have any bearing for understanding that or comprehending that.
I don't want to try to understand that side of things either.
No, I resist it as well. I just try not to wrap my head around it as best I can.
Right.
Because my brain does not work that way.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't work for me either.
So there was a few things I wanted to go over.
Mm-hmm.
One, I wanted to try to take a stab at this, but at the end he says, "I'm undocumented" in Spanish, right?
Right.
Because he's in front of a camera and he's doing a spot or a little video or whatever to
it's the interviews.
Yeah, he's starting the interviews. Yeah.
Anna had set up. You need to be doing all of these interviews, as many as you possibly can. Get your face out there. Get your story out there.
Right.
So then the community, the world will know, and there's just a voice.
Right. So I want to kind of take a stab at what undocumented means, right? The word undocumented. Mm-hmm. And actually the word undocumented, to me, now I have not done any research on it. This is a personal opinion. I'm just going to blurt that out. Personal opinion. That undocumented to me is an American word. It's a United States of America word.
I don't know if that's true.
I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I grew up with the word undocumented, and my understanding of it is that you are from another country and you have not documented yourself as a citizen here in the United States.
Right. You're undocumented in whatever country that you're currently in.
Which makes zero sense to me when we live in a global system.
You're right.
Especially in the onset of internet.
Yeah, we still don't think globally. We still pretend and use these imaginary lines that were made years ago for no reason at all. Yeah, we still use all these pretend lines, and it doesn't make sense, but here we are.
So for him to come out and admit and say that in real time and on a video and everything and out himself, that's huge. Mm-hmm. It's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, a beacon of light that's coming onto him where he's exposing himself to some dangers and
right. But at the same time,
how
he's
racists can come and get him, right?
Well, he's already been outed, quote unquote, to the government. Right?
True.
So he's got no choice but to try to defend himself. And this is really the only way to do it.
The choice is to leave and
The other
leave his
choice is to
legacy.
leave.
Yeah.
That was his first option.
Yeah. And in this episode, it's, I don't know if you noticed, but the whole representation for racism and whiteness and white nationalism and things like that was in the woman Vivian,
Yeah.
who just could
I'm
not seem
sorry.
to center herself to any. They did all the things, right? Thoughts and
Right.
prayers and
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
all the whole thing with her being a complete Karen about stuff. They even called her a Karen,
Yeah. Gonna be a Karen about
which
it.
I'm sorry to any Karens out there that are actually quite nice and want
Yeah.
things that we want.
But many Karens who are like that understand. But anyway, so my favorite part of that little scene was that Anna took her water bottle from her bag.
Right, Karen, yeah, not Karen, Vivian's, yeah.
Vivian's water bottle from her bag without her knowing, and then threw that water into her face.
Yep.
I thought that was just great. It was perfect.
Yeah. And her brother was like, "We got to get out of here. You're just going to cause so much trouble and getting, we're going to be arrested."
As he says, "I can't be doing this hood shit. I'm a father now."
Yeah. I will say that character, if you watch the whole thing, that character alone has a huge arc in change.
That makes sense.
From where he comes from to where he lands. So
that makes sense.
If you're ever interested in that. But
I mean, this show, it does seem interesting. It has been on my list, but my list is also thousands of shows long. So
right, yeah. I just
I'll
thought
get to it
at this
eventually.
time, this would be a good one for us to say and just get it out there that we're not ignoring this topic.
No.
And
it just hasn't come up.
It hasn't come up. And, our podcast is still a baby podcast. And so, we're trying the best we can to spread the representation, as it were.
Yeah.
And, we'll take suggestions if you have any.
Right.
For sure.
We try to hit many different topics on many different things. One of the things I liked about this representation, was that it could have started, we could have seen like the inside of the ICE detention. They could have gone that route, but I'm kind of glad they didn't, because we don't know what Pop went through.
Right.
You just have to surmise what happened
right
to him with it there.
Right.
And we don't know.
We don't know the full story, and I'm not even sure it's actually told, if I remember right, of the whole two seasons of the history of even how he got to America. I'd have to go back and rewatch it to see if that's even in there, but I don't remember that being part of the story. I just remember him talking about it a little bit.
Right.
But, the family recognizes the sacrifices he's made to create this little American dream on this little pocket right there in LA. I mean, he doesn't have a lot to his name. Clearly, he's getting representation through an organization, and he's even contemplating selling his family home, where multiple generations have been now, to, leave to them so that he can just make this problem go away.
Yeah, so he can leave them money.
Yeah. So, he's willing to give up his American dream so that his family can have parts of that American dream.
Right.
And that's what brings me to the next point I wanted to make, is that, America, as I have grown up in it, has been always called a melting pot. We are a nation of multiple nations. And the whole point of us being that way is so that we can mix and mingle and create this great experiment, as it's been called. And yet racism and greed seem to just keep plugging along as if it was, the top thing. That's the American dream, is racism and greed.
Yeah. I haven't heard melting pot in a while now, except for people saying it used to be called, we used to be a melting pot. I think, and I could be completely wrong, that stopped with 9/11. Because we became right. a nation of fear.
Yeah.
And creating fear so that people could be fearful.
Yeah.
And more money could be thrown at different directions.
Yeah. I will say it's in smaller ways. That fear was already there, because I grew up in a small town in the southern states. And I grew up with racism against Cambodians when they had the big Cambodian war.
The
and
wool.
and my
Cambodian
tongue's
wool.
not working.
I didn't know Cambodia had wool.
Maybe they do. I don't know. But I grew up when the Cambodian war was really bad and refugees were coming over. And we had Cambodians come into our small town as refugees, as immigrants.
Wow.
And I'm not sure how all that worked out, why a small town was picked to have these people come in. I just remember sharing space. Yeah, I remember sharing space with these people and hearing the rumors of how they eat cats and dogs, and you should keep your pets away from them, and they're dirty. God. And I'm not kidding. They are dirty. They smell. They stink. Add to what. And I kid you not, I have not ever met a Cambodian person that has ever been in any way
of those things. Yeah,
intimated to that at all. Ever.
That's just racism being racism.
So this is before 9/11. This is when I'm a young child.
You're a young child.
In my first decade, right?
Racism was still there. 9/11 caused the fear. Yeah. And then we already had the broken immigration system. So none of that is helpful.
Yeah. So what I've written in my notes is that we're no longer a melting pot of any kind of
but we should be
diligence, right? We're not actually doing that. And what I had written is that we have United States of America, have lost its identity in that. Yeah. Like, we can't be called a melting pot anymore because we're not moving towards a future of that identity.
Right.
And I'm not even sure in my own lifetime that we actually were. I think it's a lie that I've been told while living here in America, specifically in the southern states.
Yeah,
because if you think back all the way to the Civil War, yes, you think all the way back to the Civil War, the southern states have been fighting with racism to withhold their slave.
They're fighting with racism for racism.
Yes,
not against it, for it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
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 So on racism, I had written a note about how racism is a fuel that very few people, specifically in our world view here, our little world, that little, part of the world that we podcast from. Racism is a fuel that very few of these people that we live as our neighbors, they don't ever look inside themselves and say, I'm a racist. They don't ever say that. They don't ever look inside themselves and say, oh crap, I've got some biases I need to work through.
Right.
Because we're not required to do that through our school system, through our religious systems, through, just neighbor systems, community systems. We're not required to do that here.
Yeah. And we should be looking into ourselves and figuring out what our biases are, because everybody has a bias. Everybody has a bias.
Yeah.
It's just how you deal with those biases and how you acknowledge that those biases exist, and how, when presented with something that goes with or against that bias, how you're going to respond.
Well, that, and also recognizing how a bias can actually cause harm to another person, which we've also lost sight of.
Yeah, other people. Just doesn't matter what kind of person it is.
Right.
Just accepting people for who they are.
One of the things that I think America Ferrera did really good on the directing piece of this, right, and watching the whole close-ups of the family and facial expressions and things like that, is Pop interacting with his great-grandchildren, specifically the baby.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to cry.
Okay. It's been a minute since you cried on here.
We have lost the ability to care about people having family around them. And we have lost the ability to accept what the quote-unquote word family even means here.
Right.
Because some of us don't grow up with a family. We're in the foster system. We've been adopted. Some of us just float around house to house.
Or reject your own family because you're trying to find your own.
Exactly. there are so many configurations and constellations on how to build a family
Mm-hmm.
that not one person can define that. Not one religion can define that. Not one political system can define that for you. And one of the things that was shown to me on this show, especially this episode, was that they have a family and they all accept each other in that family, and they all will fight for that the members of that family.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that, and I haven't seen the show. I saw that in this episode.
Right.
They will go to bat, and they will fight for the family, even if you're not wanting to fight the family. Fight to be in the family, if that makes sense.
Right. They're willing to stand up for you on behalf of you.
Mm-hmm.
And we have lost sight of that here.
Yes. Yes, we have.
And it deeply saddens me.
We've lost our communities. Really
we've lost our community, our sense of community. We've lost our empathy. We've given over to hate, racism, greed,
and fear. Fear of another person. Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss?
No, I mean, I have plenty. Of course, I could go on and on for hours.
Oh, we could talk for hours and hours and hours on this show, on this episode.
Right. Even on the issues, things like that.
This is a munchie. We're not doing that.
No. Yeah. There's so much more I could say, but I think I've said everything that I wanted to say about this particular episode and what it highlights for me and what other people could potentially be thinking about and researching on their own behalf and, coming to terms with their own ethical, moral compasses and understanding what their own civic duty to their community is.
Right.
And we've lost sight of that. And I say we as a collective, we in the United States of America, we have lost sight of that.
Okay.
So, sorry to kind of make it heavy this time, but I think it warranted being said.
It did.
And the more of us that get out there and actually say it, hopefully that in some way we tap into a mind that can be changed in some way and put you on a path or a journey that makes you discover more parts of yourself and how you fit in this community here on this planet. We only get the one planet.
Oh yeah, we're slowly killing that too. That's
again,
a separate topic.
We could go into so many issues here.
That's a separate topic. We've talked about that one before.
So, yeah, I'm very happy to put this out there.
Yeah,
and get maybe a conversation going. I'm not entirely sure, but.
Well, join our community. Get more people to join our community. Follow us on Blue Sky. Come talk to us.
Right.
We'll talk back. I promise.
We will talk back. Yeah, for sure.
I promise we will. Go be amazing, audience.
Go be amazing. Have some compassion. Find your empathy. Find your civic duty.
And abolish ICE. That's where I'm at.
Right. Abolish ICE. Yes.
So.
Yes.
I'll end on that note.
Okay.
Bye, audience.
Thanks, everyone.